What's up, team? Good morning, Up like $9. Or no, it's gapping up $10.02. So, that one looks good. We got PLAN, we got SCHW. Looks good, which is Charles Schwab, which is looking very solid as well. We've got NUAN, we've got HARP, we've got TLRY, which is cannabis. We got CGC. We got CGC, which is cannabis. We've got CLVS, SPWR. We've got SPWR ripping up in the last 10 minutes or so. We got PDD. Honestly, I gotta listen to that last song again, man. That last song was cool. I gotta find it. Yeah, for sure, Paul. I kind of agree, man. That's why you see the thumbnail today, bro. You see the thumbnail, and it's like, am I increasing share size? I think so. Alright, but yeah, PDD's up. Like I said, we got cannabis stocks that are up today. CGC, APHA, TLRY. We got TIF. We've got INMD. We've got PDD. We've got LK. We've got MBEV. See, this is the best part of the song, man. This is the cool part. The other part's it's alright, but that part's cool. Alright, we got CUB. For gap downs, we got OPTN. Yeah, KRTX. Remember what I said, man. I said if you look at these a month from now, these things are gonna be down because they're just usually terrible companies. I don't care how big they get pumped up. So what's up, guys? What's up, Maestro? Yeah, I mean, I didn't trade anymore yesterday, man, so we'll see. I doubt it. I think I probably ended slightly down after commissions. Like I said, the last 2 days, I've had a few people reach out to me, and the last 2 days, I just haven't been feeling it as much, man. I don't know. My trading's been going great. Like you saw in my stats, I've made last week or so, I made like 1,200, 1,300, but I'm just not feeling it, Yeah, I'm down slightly. Yeah, I lost about $30 yesterday after commissions, which again is fine. I'm still $1,100 up. And yeah, I just didn't feel like staying glued to the computer yesterday, but I'll probably end up trading some more today. Like I said, I just haven't been in it. I haven't been really feeling it lately. So yeah, I lost a little bit yesterday too. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with me taking a day or two off. Like, listen, when you have like 10 green days in a row, you're bound to pull back some. You know what I mean? Like, if you have 10 green days in a row, you're not gonna just always win. Sometimes you're gonna lose, and if I can keep my losses to $20, I'm happy with that. I mean, every day last week I made like $100 at least. Getting a little bit of lag here in Thinkorswim. I'm hoping my internet's not acting up. I just get burned out on trading. You know, like, the system works. The system's profitable for sure, but the problem with it is that I just have to stay glued to the computer for half the morning, and that burns me out after a few days of doing it, or after a few weeks of doing it. And so I think I gotta take a break or two every few weeks to kind of get my mind right a little bit. And yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'll be back trading it today. Yeah, 100% it's a grind for sure using that system. It's because it's a very active system. It's a scalping system, so it's very active, and I trade multiple times every day. And so, you know, after trading all day every day, watching swings, it gets a little redundant and repetitive. It is what it is. I'm green. I'm making money. I can't complain really about it. Please don't die if my computer dies. I think your swim's frozen, guys. My computer's acting weird. I'm gonna exit out of some stuff. I'm gonna exit out of TEFs too. I gotta upgrade my RAM. Alright guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go give my kids a hug goodbye and tell them bye. So I'll leave the music up and I'll be back.
baby, ooh, think about the stuff we planned. How I'd rather do that instead. Keep screaming out loud from the top of my lungs, baby.
Yo, what's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, my Thinkorswim honestly is freezing up. I'm trying to avoid my computer just crashing on me right now. I gotta upgrade my RAM. If I forget to upgrade my RAM, y'all yell at me in Discord. Just say, John, upgrade your RAM. And I'll try to do it. Because I'm being lazy right now. I'm being lazy. Look, this is just weird. You see that? It's just frozen. TD Ameritrade, man, your stock price just went up $10, man. You gotta work better. Here, I'm gonna get you guys to help me out with this, okay? I'm gonna get you guys to help me out here. I'm gonna Control-Alt-Delete, and I'm going to just restart my Thinkorswim. There we go, boom. All right, now I'm gonna restart it, all right? They're selling TD Ameritrade to Charles Schwab, right? That's the news. Well, honestly, man. All right, you guys help me. What should I make my settings here, guys? What should I make my settings on Thinkorswim? I'm trying to avoid this, but what should I make my settings? You know? I gotta up the RAM on this because this is not working. All right, remember memory usage. What should I set it as? Should I set it high or low? Which this is basically how much of my memory do I dedicate to Thinkorswim. High. So like 256 to what? 3072. Should I do that? 3000? Yeah, that's about right. 1024? Okay, so this is 3 gigs, this is 1 gig. Yeah, that's about right. I got 12 G's of RAM. I got a tiny amount of RAM relative to everything I'm running. On 12 G's of RAM, I'm running Thinkorswim, Trade Ideas, OBS, TEFs, and Microsoft Edge. I would run run Google Chrome, but it just eats so much memory I can't do it. Yeah, I got 12 G's, man. That's what I'm saying. I gotta upgrade my RAM. That's what I've been saying all morning. I gotta upgrade because this ain't working. We're just gonna save this and see if this works. All right. We're just gonna save this, see if it works. Honestly, to me, it's not about. I mean, to me, it's all more so just I don't want this thing to crash anymore. Yeah. Moment of truth. Let's see it. Here he goes. Here's Thinkorswim. There it goes. My entire watch list is gone. I'm gonna put that song back on. This song's dope, man. I've had this song stuck in my head. This part's cool and everything. Like, I like this part of the song, but my favorite part is the ding 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 ding. Like, that part's dope, man. That part's cool. Don't judge. All right. Yeah, you're talking about going to setup application settings, quote speed, right? Alright, let's get this back up here. So like I said, guys, let's go ahead and start looking up news. I'm a little bit late today because I'm dealing with a slow computer. But we got AMTD, TD Ameritrade, the same platform I am tweaking right now. It is working well. We got PLAN, which is probably my least favorite gap up. We got Charles Schwab, so that's the big news. SCHW. We got Schwab and Ameritrade. Ameritrade is going to buy Schwab. Ballin'. We got AMD. This is the part I like. We got CGC. We got Kron. We got CPRT. I don't like that one as much. We got HARP. We got SPWR, SunPower Tech. I'll watch that one. We got Roku up. We got the SPA. Yeah, so that's basically what I'm watching. I mean, let's go ahead and look up some news. We'll go ahead and look up that market news. There we go. I'll check it out, David. Thanks, bro. I'll check it out. All right, so let's look up some news, guys. All right, so basically the news this morning, and I'm going to turn the music down a little bit, but the news this morning is basically that Charles Schwab is interested in buying TD Ameritrade. So interesting. So that's actually backwards. I thought Ameritrade was thinking about buying Schwab, but yeah. So Charles Schwab is interested in buying TD Ameritrade, and Ameritrade shares are up more than 20% in pre-market trading. And this is what I think, guys. I think that, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I think Robinhood has looked extremely nervous with their emails and their marketing lately. You know, and I think that it's going to be very difficult for them to succeed in this market unless they specifically attack the angle of options trades, free options trades, or the angle of very beginner friendly. And I think that if these two consolidate into one, you know, then that might actually benefit Robinhood because it just makes less that, you know, it makes less that offer free commissions. It turns into one, if that makes sense. But we'll see. Could get interesting. But yeah, the news is basically, let me find the actual release here. So yeah, they put out a report that said Schwab is in talks to buy TD Ameritrade. And they say it's near a deal. So that's what's going on with AMTD and SCHW. They're both gapping up. I like them. Mitch likes trading these too, so we'll see what happens with these. No way. They're never going to get rid of... Listen, TD Ameritrade was bought for like 600 million, or it was either it was either 300 million or 600 million dollars is how much TD Ameritrade paid for Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim used to be an independent platform, and TD Ameritrade bought Thinkorswim. One of the best moves in the game, I think, because Thinkorswim is what makes TD Ameritrade. But it's an extremely expensive platform for them. Like I said, it costs like anywhere between 300 and 600 million to purchase the rights to Thinkorswim. And there's no way, if Schwab buys TD Ameritrade, there's no way it's getting rid of Thinkorswim. There's no way. It's almost 100% going to keep Thinkorswim. At the very least, it'll at least license it out. But I'm pretty sure it would keep it, because this is one of my favorite platforms, and I think everybody knows it's a super high quality platform, and I don't think there's any way that Schwab would get rid of Thinkorswim considering how much TD Ameritrade paid for it in the first place. I just don't think that makes sense from a business perspective. What's up, Adam? What's up, man? What's up, Eagles? Good morning, bro. But yeah, so there's that. We could also look at CGC. The cannabis market is moving up some. I know they put out, I know the federal legalization bill is in there. And so I think that is causing cannabis stocks to move up. Yeah, so the House passed a bill aiming to lift the federal ban on cannabis. And they really need to do this, guys. Like, it's time. You know, like, seriously, if you still think that cannabis is bad and should not be legalized, I'll go ahead and say it. You are not very intelligent. If you still think cannabis should be illegal, you are not very intelligent. And I'll go ahead and say that. Of course, that's my subjective opinion, but still, I think it's just true. But let's hope they'll do this. Let's hope they'll legalize it. It's time. I can't smoke weed. I live in Texas. I don't smoke weed. But it's definitely time to legalize it. There's more than one benefit to legalizing it. And it's time that the federal government legalized what should have been legalized a long time ago. And yeah, I've ranted about it before. It's not about, people are going to argue, simple people are going to argue that, oh, it's just another drug getting legalized on the street. Why should we legalize another drug? It's not about legalizing another drug. It is about having an even standard of drugs that are legal. Okay, you can't have alcohol sold at gas stations, an objectively more harmful drug, and then say cannabis is bad. It's about having an even standard. And when you look at it in that regard, it's absolutely ridiculous. So let's hope they legalize it. We'll see if they do, you know. I'm going to move on from this, because if I stay on this topic, I'll rant all day about it. But yeah, cannabis stocks are up because of it. I gotta stir some stuff up in the chat this morning, guys. You guys know me. I genuinely think that, listen, if you're gullible enough to believe that cannabis is still bad for people and that it shouldn't be legalized just to have an even standard, you know, like I said, I gotta question your intelligence. I seriously do. Right. Yeah, and what people don't realize, and I'll say this because you guys have talked me into staying on this topic a little while longer. Okay, I'll say this, right? People are going to say it's a gateway drug. But the only reason cannabis is a gateway drug is because you have to go to an illegal drug dealer to buy it. And eventually that drug dealer is going to be like, hey, I got this other stuff. Do you want to try it? And they're going to be like, sure. And then it's going to be a gateway drug. That's the only reason it's a gateway drug. It's not like you do weed and then you just all of a sudden get a craving to go do a bunch of other hard drugs. That's not how it works. The only reason it's a gateway drug is because it's illegal and you can't go to a licensed dispensary to get it. You have to go to a sketchy drug dealer that's going to try to sell you a bunch of other sketchy stuff. I mean, that's obviously why it has been historically a gateway drug. Like, come on now, like, it's ridiculous. It's very self-evident. And the fact that people are trying to act like it's anything different is absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, I'll rant about this all day. I'm gonna move on. Alright. Next one I'm looking at is SPWR. SPWR. This one is gapping up from 740s to 783. We'll see what happens with this one. Yeah. But it's absolutely ridiculous, man. Absolutely. Alright. But yeah, SPWR, gapping up here. SunPower Technology. I've traded this one before. So it put out a common stock offering of 147.2 million. Yeah. Nice green. Welcome, bro. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, so offering for SPWR, it's gapping up from 740s to 783. And this one is up after it said late Wednesday it priced an underwritten public offering of 22 million common shares at $7 per share. We'll see what happens with it. Still going to watch that one. Like I said, though, with that cannabis news, we got CGC, we got Cron, we have TLRY, we have I think NBRV is a cannabis stock. I'm not 100% sure. I know NBEV is. We got LB, which is Limited Brands, gapping a little bit here. What else we got today, team? We got PLAN. We got HEPA. I'll look at HEPA just because it's like a huge mover in the market. This one is up after upbeat results. Here, let me get the Discord up. Mitch, my bad, bro. I see you in chat. I had to close out Discord because my computer was acting sketchy. And I don't want it to die on me. There we go. Let me get Mitch in here. Alright. Sorry, I'm getting Mitch in here, team. There he goes. So, what's up, bro? Yo, test. Let me see. There we go. Alright.
Had to mute the stream. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Alright, guys. But yeah, HEPA is the next one I'm looking at. And this one is up. You can see this one's a really solid gap up. If you could trade penny stocks, HEPA is looking solid this morning. And this one is up after it put out upbeat results of preclinical liver cirrhosis treatment. And so, yeah, it put out positive results from a preclinical study for the CRV431 liver cirrhosis treatment, and trading has improved because of that. They also said late yesterday that their biodrug prevented the development of liver cirrhosis, and they said, in quote, highly aggressive model of liver diseases. And then they said another quote, the results align with previous findings in other experimental models and highlight the tremendous potential of the CRV431 as a treatment for liver diseases including NASH, where progression to cirrhosis is a primary medical concern, said Chief Executive Robert Foster. End quote. And again, that is from Dow Jones Newswires. So yeah, positive results and positive data for HEPA. We'll see what happens with it. We'll see. We'll give it some time.
Alright guys, they got some news here. I can jump in here. I know you guys have already gone over the merger talks with TD and Schwab. So I'm not going to go too much into that. I'm sure John already covered that pretty well.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and move into the retail industry. Like I've been calling it how it is, guys. Macy's lower on Q3 sales miss, guidance cut. I have this headline here from it's from Benzinga, and I feel it really just explains kind of what I've been talking about, guys. It says the headline is Target can't save all of retail. Retail store stocks are getting pulled in two different directions after Target dazzled on its earnings report and guidance, while Urban Outfitters disappointed. If you look at kind of the retailers that have come out already, you have Dollar General going up, Dollar Tree going up, Ollie Bargain Outlet going up, Five Below going up. What are these guys? These are the bargain buys. These are kind of the the ones that I've been talking about that aren't in that kind of model, kind of strategy, where they're kind of more of a bargain buy, kind of where I think shoppers are heading towards, and not at the bigger stores. If you look at the host of mall names that are going down, you'll see Urban, you'll see L Brands, you'll see Express, Nordstrom, Abercrombie and Fitch, Children's Place, Tailored Brand, Gap, Guess, also American Eagle Outfitters. And so this is all stocks that are very similar in play there. What I call the mall brands, and the mall brands all getting hit, guys. So this is definitely something that you guys can look at. We've been talking about this since before Monday. Definitely talked about how Monday I saw these coming down and certain ones coming back up. You saw TJX actually get a great beat. I'll give him a second.
Hold on, my bad, man. What's going on here? Appreciate the bunch of $2 subs or $2 donations, man. Lots of free money.
All right, guys. So one of the things is we also got a nice reaction out of TJX. TJX I talked about as being one of those kind of cheap retailers. And I like this quote from a Wells Fargo analysis. Borocho, he said that TJX managed to prove that yet again that the off-price sector remains incredibly healthy, and that their model continues to thrive and take shares in spite of being the market share leader. That's like a perfect example of kind of my view, and coming from a Wells Fargo analysis.
Hey, appreciate it too, Cal, man. Thank you for all the $2 donations, brother. Appreciate that, man. You said it's free YouTube credits. I was about to question because you said it was free money, and I was going to question whether there is such a thing, but I think there is. If it's free YouTube credits, shout out to Cal for the, let's see, $8 donation, brother. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the $8 super chat. My man sending us some money today, so thank you, brother. We definitely appreciate it, man.
Yeah, definitely, guys. So, I've definitely been kind of happy about that. I'm still shorting, guys, AEO today, guys. I kind of held the shares that I had yesterday. We'll see how it opens today. Only have 100 shares of this. Came into a little bit of a swing trade. American Eagle Outfitters earnings is actually on December 11th. I just saw it coming down. One of the ones that we can watch, guys, that is going to be reporting at the end of the day is going to be JWN, which is Nordstrom, and also GPS, which is Gap. Those are the two that are going to be reporting today, so I should see some increased liquidity in those stocks. I'll take a look at them, see if we can make a trade.
Yeah, man, they're all down. JWN, Macy's, AEO.
I think the key here is the idea, and I think there's not many times that I felt that I've been kind of dead on the whole sector, but you can just see it as a sector. The mall ones are struggling, the bargain ones are doing well because what their strategy is. They're still thriving to make money. And I mean, if these bigger stocks like Kohl's, Nordstrom, Macy's are going to struggle to make money, then they're just going to keep coming back down until their evaluation meets their revenues.
Yeah.
All right,
What's up,
guys.
Relentless? What's up, Paul?
The only thing I'll bring up after that, guys, I'm gonna bring up two more kind of news articles. We got here Duke Energy doing a $25 million equity offering. This is DUK. This is an energy company doing an offering at $86.45 per share, and this is expected to close today on November 21st. This is going to be an interesting stock to watch. Has been hit really big on the weekly chart for the last 3 weeks. I'm just going to keep an eye on it, see if it breaks through support and starts heading down. ACB also, the one thing I'll bring up with the cannabis sector, I love you brought up the bill that kind of passed through.
Yep.
And now that has to head towards the House and the Senate and then the President.
Now it's got to get to the Senate. That's the big question, is whether it's going to get through the Senate, which is unlikely.
But at least it's a step in the right direction.
Right, 100%.
So, one of the things that I liked is ACB announced Wednesday that when we get this, they disclosed Tuesday that it obtained notice from its holders of the companies that 230 million 5% unsecured convertible debentures, that around 94 of these percent of holders want to convert into stocks. And so that shows that confidence is still strong in ACB. It definitely is here down at lows. We had the stock go down to 220. CGC has been the strongest bouncer. It's definitely leading the industry back. And let's see if it holds its gains today.
Yeah. Should be fun.
Other than that, that's going to do it for me, guys. I'll see you guys, and let's do this.
All right, so let's go ahead and look up the overall market news today as well. The market is up, or at least it was up when I first looked at it, but now it's actually down a little bit. Or now it's about break even. So we'll go ahead and look up the overall market news really quick. I don't think I've gone over that yet. So first thing I'm seeing when I bring up this news is that it says the Fed accepted a $74.45 billion bid submitted at overnight repo operation. For the ETF preview, this one is from MT Newswires, and it says, quote, U.S. stock futures were lower in early pre-market trade, but losses softened following the latest comments from Beijing on U.S.-China trade deal negotiations. Liu He said, the vice premier of China, said he was cautiously optimistic about the trade pact being signed, according to a Bloomberg report. Other reports had said that Beijing still wanted the U.S. to return to China for further trade talks, and concerns over the Phase 1 trade deal resurfaced after the U.S. Senate on Tuesday passed legislation in support of pro-democracy demonstrators in Hong Kong. Beijing renewed a threat to take, quote, strong countermeasures if the bill becomes law, and U.S. President Donald Trump is expected to sign the bill, which is passed by veto-proof margins in both houses of the U.S. Congress. Then it says, quote, trade experts and people close to the Trump administration has said that the signing of the trade deal might not happen this year, as it was getting more complicated with China pushing for extensive tariff rollbacks and the U.S. making its own demands. Trump also said China was not, quote, stepping up in the negotiations. For the other news, we have crude is down 0.2%. U.S. oil fund is flat. Natural gas is up 0.2%. The United States Natural Gas Fund is down 0.1%. Gold is down 0.4%. The Spotted Gold Trust is down 0.3%, and silver is up 0.4%. And that is end quote. And again, that is from Dow Jones or MT Newswires. And so we'll see what happens. Should be a fun day. Macy's is gonna, what's up Netron, what's up bro? Macy's is gonna release earnings ahead of the opening bell. Gap and Nordstrom round things out after the market closes. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, like with the drug laws, it's a lot of it is influenced, and I'll say this, and people can say I'm crazy. Most of the drug laws are actually influenced by the prison for profit system, where prisons are just banking all of this money, and of course naturally they don't want cannabis to be legalized because they're making a lot of money from people in jail, and so it is what it is, you know. We'll see if it ever happens. It's got to get through Congress and stuff, but we'll see.
Yeah, Netron, we talked about those stocks already. Macy's getting hit, and yes, Gap and Nordstrom coming out after the market closed today. I like the roast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like that one more than Burlington. I think Burlington is sometimes, I don't know how to say this lightly, but it's put in environments that I would not suggest are great for capital expenditure. Um, they're location wise, usually where you see Burlingtons are in lower end neighborhoods, and I think that's where it struggles. You know, you still see higher end people buying at Ross. People are not afraid to buy at Ross. I think people are afraid to buy at Burlington a little bit. That's just my personal opinion, guys, but they're both in the same sector. Both have high valuations. BURL that we're talking about here, and ROST. When does BURL report? Let me find out. That's one that I have not been looking at. Earnings date, the 26th, guys. 26, 5 days away now.
Oh, ROST is Ross.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel Ross has still a place in this environment.
I mean, here's the thing though, like these stores like TJ Maxx and Ross, you think you're getting huge discounts on these products, right? But in reality, they have their own supplier of, they might be the same brand, but they're not made the same, and they're usually made by kind of subsets of different outfitters that are outside of that. And so people really think they're getting a good deal when the reality is they're getting a completely different product with the same logo on it. You know, like that's the big thing people don't realize about TJ Maxx and Ross is that they are not like, yes, they might have that same brand, but most of the time they're actually made specifically for those outfitters. Like they're made exactly for that. They think they're getting the clothes that didn't sell in the main outfitters, when in the reality is they're actually getting clothes that were made specifically for that outfitter. They were actually produced for that outfitter specifically. And so it's a little bit different than what people think with like Ross and TJ Maxx.
Yeah, you know, one of the things I would say is I think it's a thing about millennials, though. I think millennials just in overall, I think like there was a time, I think in the 90s and early 2000s where brand clothing was so important. Everyone wanted to go to these stores like Macy's and Nordstrom, Dillard's, and buy these brand clothing because they wanted to kind of hold that brand. I think millennials are really about what we call personalization and kind of that creativiness. And with that came kind of the move that you don't need to wear the high brand clothing to necessarily have status.
Right.
I think in this kind of millennial world, we like different. We like things to be personalized. We're not so stressed about looking all like each other. And I think that's really where the change happened. And if, you know, millennials are the future, so we have to kind of start adjusting the generational look. I think that's really what happened here.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's all preference, but I think you're right to a certain extent.
Yeah, you know, we're willing to sacrifice the brand name now.
Right.
I think at one point we weren't.
Right. Alright guys, and like I said, remember to hit that subscribe button. We do this live for free every day. As we mentioned earlier, we'll see if we can, I'm going to increase my sizing a little bit today. Should be fun.
Look at the Head and Shoulders pattern on a weekly on Place, Children's Place.
What's the symbol?
PLCE. Look at that Head and Shoulders.
On the short term or long term?
Long term weekly chart.
Yeah. Yep, I see it.
I could draw this one out. It looks like a person. Or a big M pattern.
Yeah. Yeah, they got, honestly, the last 2 days have been solid, man. Like we just have a lot of gappers and a lot of movers. We even have Soli that's popping up, but like somebody said, Mir made 74,000 on TRNX, or no, what was it? What was the big mover? It's gapping down today. KRTX is what it is. The huge parabolic mover that ran up to 100, went up like 500% in the last 2 days.
That one faded yesterday.
Yeah, that's what they said. They said he made like 74,000 shorting it.
It did a fade.
Yeah, no, I was watching it yesterday too. To me, I didn't want to risk it because you can make a ton, you can also lose your entire account.
Yeah, that's one that like trading live on stream in front of 200 people might not be the best kind of trade to take. You know, we could take it, could win a lot, but then could also look really horrible in a stock like that. And that's the kind of stock that if you want to take that kind of trade, you have to understand the risk that you're taking, because very likely kind of those gains that you saw even Mir make could have been flipped. So it's just a high risky stock, but there is high reward.
Yeah,
and he got
sure.
paid off for it.
Seth says, stupid revenge trading. What happened, Seth? You holding it long? Long is a tough buy, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
That could
it
be
just
just-
depends. I think if it does go up more, I think it's going to pull back to like right around really where it did. So, I mean, it pulled back to 100. Like I said, especially with these, I am not an investment professional. I am not liable for any losses you take. These are very difficult to trade on average. And I'm not saying you can't do them. I'm just saying that I'm not going to do them. And for that reason, I don't really want to try to predict what's going to happen, because this is the type of stock that even if you take 100 shares, you can lose your whole account very quickly. So with that said, I'm just going to not try to make any predictions specifically with it. He swung massive size to net 66,000. Yeah, man.
All right, so for getting a question for levels on place, I'm seeing this one move down. I think the important pricing on this one's going to be $70. $70 shows some support there. If we can get through 70, then I think this can make a move down to 60. If it holds 70, I think we could have a bounce somewhere in the levels towards 85 and kind of build some consolidation between there, 70 and 85. If you can see on the daily chart, it's actually been in that range for a while now, kind of from 87s down to 70. It's made 2 resistance moves up and 3 supports here. So you want to see it kind of hold these supports here if you're looking for a long, right below it at 70. If not, then you could see it crack that 70 and start heading down towards the next support level. All right, let's go ahead and get ready for the open. Let's do this, guys. We got about 8 minutes left here. Starting to get kind of dialed down here. What we want to trade, what we don't want to trade.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching You heard about TD Ameritrade and Schwab, right? Schwab is looking to buy TD Ameritrade. We had not a funny question, but an interesting question. Somebody said, if Schwab buys TD Ameritrade, do you think they're going to get rid of Thinkorswim? And my answer was absolutely not. Thinkorswim cost them like $600 million. There's no way they're going to get rid of it.
Yeah, there's no need to get rid of it. The only thing I could possibly see is Schwab combining their platforms.
Right.
To try to get it all on one platform.
Exactly.
Or
they license it out. That's the other thing. They could license Thinkorswim out, like TC2000.
I think what's really interesting is not only Ameritrade and Schwab, that you can kind of see the move back, but what's interesting is why E-Trade is down on these news.
Because they might form a powerhouse if TD and Schwab combine. You know, that's going to make E-Trade.
I mean, to tell you the truth, in this industry, monopoly worries at this point would not be really that big because their commissions are 0. If they could raise commissions back, then I would say yes. But we know they're not going to do that because the Justice Department would come on them. They're not going to be able to raise that commission price back up.
What's the E-Trade symbol?
ETFC.
Okay.
And so the other one that's confusing is if you look, ETFC is down, but then you look at Interactive Brokers and it's actually up.
All right, so AZ Roadster actually has some interesting information. So Thinkorswim is written in Java, which is what they make like Android apps with. He's assuming Schwab is written in C. Yeah, it depends. I've never used Schwab's platform, so I'm not sure.
And so what I think happened here, and I'm getting this from a source, at least the idea behind it, this is not proven. I just think that E-Trade was also in talks with Schwab, and that because, it fell through. And that's what you're seeing, the decline. The decline was the potential sale was to both sides. Either E-Trade or Ameritrade was going to get bought up. And what happened here was they decided, nah, we don't want E-Trade. We'll pass on E-Trade. Yeah. And I think that's what you're seeing. I think that's the negative sentiment you're seeing. That's the pullback you're seeing from investors. But there's no news of this. So this is all kind of more speculation. So definitely it's going to be interesting to watch today out the gates. I'm a little bit iffy on if I want to trade these. Every single time I've traded these, they have sometimes big range, knock me out of my pattern. You can look on pre-market and see these kind of spikes to 46 to 43, 50 down below. I'll look for this one to crack $43. If not, then I'll just leave ETFC alone.
Yeah, I like that. I like the plan. All right, team. LB Limited Brands, Jono. What's up, Jono? How you doing, man? But yeah, shout out to old boy with the $8 super chat, man. The $8 donation. Thanks, man. Appreciate the support, bro. LB, yeah, I'm looking at Limited Brands. If I have a sec here, I'll try to look up the news on this one really quick. I know I was watching it, but I kind of moved on from it. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on with this one. This one is... Alright, so watch Disney because Frozen 2, the movie's coming out. Frozen 1 was a huge success. My daughter loved Frozen. She walked around in Princess Elsa outfits for at least a year after Frozen. So watch Disney. I'm trying to find Limited Brands. I see it was upgraded.
Probably gonna get charged for this, but let it go, let it go.
Don't do it. Don't say it, man. Don't say it, man. We're gonna get hit with the copyright strike, bro. Don't do it.
They probably can't understand my crappy singing.
But L Brands came out with a release yesterday that said third quarter earnings revenue missed the estimates for third quarter earnings, and they had a wider third quarter loss than expected for L Brands, which is basically Victoria's Secret's parent company. And so interesting. We'll see what happens with that one. But that's the one to watch too as well. I like L Brands. It's actually up because of that, which is a good example of why you can never really trust earnings. Sometimes they might have positive earnings and the stock gaps down, and then sometimes they might have negative earnings and they might lose money but the stock gaps up, and so you never really know. Now, luckily, Mitch is singing right there. It wasn't longer than 5 seconds, and the new rule is that it can't. If it's shorter than 5 seconds, they can't hit you with it. So we're straight. We're safe. Daniel says, "Bro, you got me into lo-fi hip hop." Hey, man, I just play the free royalty music they give me, man, and a lot of it's good. Everybody knows it's good. All right, here comes the bell. It's in 2 minutes. What's up, Jacob? What's up, bro? Yeah, man. My daughter had the CD. She used to listen to that all the time. Now she's over it, though. And that's what I think they're underestimating, is that they waited too long in between movies for Frozen 1 and Frozen 2. My daughter doesn't even like Frozen anymore because she's 10 now and it came out when she was like 6. And so she's over Frozen, man. And I think a lot of these other kids are going to be over Frozen too. So I don't think it's going to boost Disney stock as much as people think. But it could. We'll see. Alright, guys. Bell's in 1 minute. Yeah, my son's all about that Baby Shark now. He was trying to play it yesterday. My son likes Baby Shark and Gummy, the Gummy song, the Gummy Bear song, I guess is what it's called. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, CGC, Yeah, CGC and the rest of the cannabis stocks are just up on the federal legalization cannabis bill that came out yesterday. What's up? What's up, N2? What's up, bro? Alright, guys. Like I said, let's do this. We got 15 seconds until the bell. CGC's still ripping up here, well over that $19 level, so curious to see where it heads, but could be fun. We're gonna watch that. We'll put the SPY up here for the bell. Here's the bell in 5 seconds, so good luck, guys. Here's the bell. Remember, watch TD Ameritrade. AMD is down. LB drop. Yeah, SPY quick bounce. Like I said, I'm going to try to take some bigger size today. I do have a cushion in this account, so I've got a lot of room. But yeah, LB actually dropped pretty big. I mean, the big thing you got to see with this one, though, and I will bring attention to this, is that this is mostly just the spread. You know, the bid is at 1601, the ask is at 1615 or 1613 now. And so this is actually mostly the spread. Once the spread evens out like it did now we're getting a real drop. But the drop prior to that was mostly just the spread. We got Target that's ripping up here. We got CGC, big pullback on CGC. Wow, look at this. And I think this one's an interesting one to watch because it's still got to get through Congress, and so, you know, I think that it's going to run into a lot of opposition there. And so I think the cannabis stocks are going to be affected by that. We got Roku ripping up here. ROKU. Look at this move. I might look for a VWAP bounce in Roku here. Let me get everything set up. I keep forgetting to get my actual platform set up here. There we go. Yo, Mitch, you there, bro? What happened, man? Where'd you go? You might be muted. Oh. You might be muted, Mitch. We can't hear you, bro, if you're talking. Alright, so we got CGC with the big drop. We got Roku ripping up here. We got Schwab that dropped down some. We got AMD that dropped down some. But Roku's making a huge move. Roku just pushed up from 159s all the way to 163 roughly here. So a $3 move within about 3 minutes. So a big percentage move there. We got Target that dropped. CGC dropped. SPWR's break even. The SPY overall has dropped down, so the market is down some here. And you can see the market is down to 310.50. So we'll see what we get with that as well. We got AMD, which is down some too. We got Cron, which is pulling down some. So maybe I'll try to short some of these on a short-term basis. Do you know a script to scan gap ups or gap downs? I mean, I just use Trade Ideas. I can give you a few Trade Ideas gap ups, scans, and stuff like that if you want. I have some. Just message me on Discord. I'll send it to you if you want it. It's just the scanners that I use. Alright, I'm looking at Cron and I'm looking at AMD for pullbacks to the VWAP. CGC already has to a certain extent. Most of this is just from the market moving down. I want to be careful because of the catalyst for these, though. I do want to be very careful with some of these. But I'm watching AMD, CGC, and Cron for fades. Look at that fade on CGC. Beautiful fade, just missed it.
Alright guys, still holding my American Eagle shares here, guys. I'm up about $40 already. Trying to let them work here. It's creating a VWAP fade look, so right now I'm holding towards 1450. So as long as that holds, we're still looking really good on this stock.
Yeah, man. I kind of I didn't know what happened, so I kind of looked at your screen. I saw you were up, man, so it's looking solid.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. It just had to go reheat my coffee, and then it took a little while to get back.
No, you're good, man.
All right, I'm seeing a big drop in Square. I like that chart. Want to kind of move my chart so that I can trade and keep an eye on AEO.
I was looking for the. Remember, guys, I called out the bounce on Roku earlier, and I moved on from it and didn't really think about it that much. So I might jump in with like 20 shares here, and just try to slowly scale in with a few more shares as it drops down here, looking for a bigger move up. We'll see. I'm gonna add another 20 here, and with 40 shares. Like I said, I'm gonna start taking some larger size. I think it's time. I do have to be careful here.
Square at above 67. Its risk would be 67.12.
All right, about to get out here. Got squeezed out of Roku. Small loss. I'm looking at CGC. Maybe took too big of size early on Roku, but I'm looking at CGC here, and I'm gonna start shorting if it gets rejected. I gotta wait for the rejection now. This looks too much like a fake out fade. But yeah, like I said, guys, you're gonna see me trade a little bit smaller. Look at the fake out, man. That's the second day in a row.
Short there, a little bit there on Square. Risk right now is 67 tenths. 67 tenths. So just risking $10 right here out the gate, guys. Looking for a move right back down to 66.70s.
I got you up. But yeah, man, I got squeezed out of Roku again, man. Same plan, same type of plan. I don't know why. Second day in a row that's happened where I got faked out by like a penny. It's all right, though. Like I said, I'm starting to trade a little bit larger, I think. And less than $30 loss is acceptable, in my opinion.
All right, guys, looking to cover some into this push here. There you go, 80s. Gonna cover all but 75 shares here at 80 if I can get another 80 crack here.
No, it's not real. Well, there's a slight delay just because Trade Ideas, if you stream Trade Ideas scanners, you have to have a delay. So yeah, there's a slight delay. And also, stop yelling.
One of the biggest things also is I actually like that we have a slight delay. You know, we always advise people we're not here to be alert traders.
Yep.
That's not what we're here for, guys. The spread just changed on me when I cut that profit right now. Should have been about $12 profit already. I cut half of it, or 3/4 of the position already, but it just bounced as soon as it hit that 80 again. I tried to take it off. I got 85s.
Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't too bad. It's still a 9-cent gain.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you're good, bro. But, my bad. So I'm kind of watching. I jumped back in with 20 shares of Roku to try to redeem myself because I got faked out in a very frustrating fashion. And so I'm just going to take 20 in, 20 out. I'm not going to take any big risks with this.
All right, need to see 56 hold here for AEO.
Here we go.
Rejection off this high. That's what I want to see. All right, nice move here to the 80s. Let's see if we can get into the 70s here.
All right, I took half off there for a little $20 win. We'll give it another chance to break these highs here, see if it can keep moving. If not, I'm just going to get out. Roku looking like it wants to break these highs. I'm going to get out there and keep my loss very small, like $10 loss in the day, and we're going to move on from it. I'm looking at AMD. What's the SPY doing? SPY is down. But yeah, I'm starting to look at AMD for a potential short here. I'm going to jump in with 100 shares right here.
Looks like I'm having some internet issues. Comcast screwing with me right now.
Hey man, you know them. They'll do it too. Alright, so I got in with AMD here, and it kind of squeezed me up immediately.
Looks
I'm
like I
probably
gotta
get out.
restart everything, guys.
I'm gonna get out of
Alright, guys.
AMD.
Anything above 69.99s here, I'm just gonna get out on Square.
Yeah, the big thing I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing AMD faked me out. I'm looking at Target, but it was like a $10 loss on AMD, so very small.
Alright, guys.
Minor.
I'm out on Square. It's just too risky with my charts not being up.
Oh,
They're
so
not
TEFS
like-
is working. TC is broken. Or frozen. It's TC that's frozen, it looks like.
Yeah. Well, actually, both of them gave out on me. It's just my internet.
Okay.
It's just TEFS actually came back quicker.
Right.
That's what
Yeah,
it
it's
really
Comcast.
is.
It's really the culprit, I think.
It's looking like a red to green setup right now on Square, but I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, cannabis stocks are pulling red to green moves here as well. There we go.
Right, looking
LB
for
reversal.
what's called a green to red move on AEO. When a stock goes green into resistance, hits resistance, fails at resistance, and then fails right back below VWAP.
I'm also looking at SPWR. While we do have a second here, guys, if anybody wants to use the same platform that Mitch and I use, I'll post this link here, and it's a great way to help support us, what we're doing here. There's a lot of benefits to using them, because right now they do have their Black Friday sale, and so you can get their base package, the intro package, for $335. With that, you get 14,000 in buying power to trade with. There's no PDT rules, so you can day trade short stocks as much as you want. There's a lot of huge benefits to using it. To be honest, most of the time new traders are going to lose their first account anyway, and so I think they should try to save money where they can, and this is just one of the cheapest ways to do it, if that makes sense. Again, you get to day trade with no PDT rule, and another great aspect of it is that you can actually short stocks. With most, with most new traders can only go long. They can't short because you need a margin account to short. And again, this is one of the ways you can get around it. Once you're approved, you get 14,000 in buying power. There's no PDT rule, and you have a shorting ability. And I think all of that makes sense. Of course, I'm biased in their regard because I post links for them. But if you want to help support our channel and you're interested in using the same platform as us, I'll post this link here, and it's a great way to help support us. And plus, this is the cheapest I've ever seen them at $335. So there's the link for that if you want to check that out. Take advantage of the sale that's going on right now. And also, guys, remember to hit the subscribe button. We day trade live on stream every weekday morning for free on YouTube. Now that I'm done selling out, I'm going to go ahead and go back to trading. Roku pulling back to the VWAP here. I'm watching AMD for a fake out fade as well. We also have SPWR, which could pull a fade, but I think I'm going to wait a little while, guys.
Square looks like it just faked me out there, but I couldn't see the chart, so I'm not going to stress too much about that. Just going to let it go. There was a
Green Stacks.
decent fade there.
Green Stacks, it operates like a prop firm, and so they give you a certain amount of buying power, but there's a $700 max loss. So it's like you're paying $335. You get to apply to partner with them basically, and then they give you 14,000 in buying power to trade with, but there's a $700 max loss, and so if you go under 13,300, they close you down, and there's a 70-30 profit split as well. So there is a profit split, and yeah, it operates like a prop firm. But again, I think the value in there is that most new traders are going to lose their account anyway, and you get to trade a live account, you get to short stocks, and you get a lot of buying power, and I think that all makes a lot of sense to reduce your risk as a new trader, because again, I think most new traders are going to lose regardless.
All right. KSS moving a pretty good move up there, guys. Bouncing back from those earnings.
Alright, I'm looking at SPWR now. every fade I've taken today has faked me out and squeezed up for a red to green move, and so I'm gonna take it with small, hesitant size with SPWR. Alright, so I'm in with 100 shares, and I don't mind scaling into this one and then using 76 as my risk for about a 10-cent risk. So I'm in with 200 shares for SPWR. I'm also going to look at CGC for a VWAP bounce. I think they give you like a year to make a certain amount of profit green. But best thing to do is reach out to them and ask them. I'm not 100% sure either way.
Alright, Macy's big green bar made up all that earnings hit that was pre-market. Looking at Momo potential VWAP bounce play. I think that one's already making the move though.
Yeah, I'd look at Roku to see if it fails here. Roku's getting closer and closer to below the VWAP. See if it gets rejected there and fails is kind of what I'm looking at.
I'm keeping a close eye on your AMD here. If it can go back below VWAP, I would like it. Did that red to green look right now, but I'm going to look to see if it can come back below VWAP or at least hold here at 50. It's pushing up right now. All right, let's see what else we find here, guys.
VWAP. Yeah, somebody's gotten mad at me for pronouncing it wrong. They said I'm pronouncing VWAP wrong. It should be VWAP, but I don't think it matters. I think a majority of the trading community says VWAP. I'm looking at CGC here. What do you think about CGC for a VWAP bounce, man? What do you think about that one?
Seems like the common play right now in cannabis, but I'm not sure if it's going to bounce.
Oh.
I think the risk to reward is there, but I think it's not going to come back to VWAP, at least not my VWAP. I don't think it'll come back to 930s. If it bounces here, it'll be that 940 push up.
Yep, there it goes.
Square, that one's starting to break down there, but I'm just going to look for it to reverse here. It's on the breakdown point. Let's see if it reverses and just does a quick red to green move through 67. Keep a close eye on that one.
SPWR stayed right where it's at this whole time. I like it because the risk is small, so I might add another 100 shares. And I don't mind it because the risk is small. I like this risk right here at 76. I think that's a solid risk level. It's just got to break out of this small range that it's in now. Here we go. There's better. Let's see if we can break down a little bit more for me.
All right, AEO still working for me, guys. Now down to 40, and looking good. Looking like we got that rejection. So, gonna look to see if this one can crack 1430s. If it does crack 1430s, we can start taking some profit through there.
I hope I'm not being too greedy with SPWR here. I mean, I'm holding on for a little bit longer to see if we can break this, but there's also some support right here at 760, so I think I do have to be weary of that too.
Square setting up for a squeeze here, keeping a close eye on it.
There we go. Maybe the patience paying off here.
Yeah.
I'll give it one more chance.
Look at that square move, guys. Same thing I just talked about. Watch, it was on the breakdown move. Look for the quick reversal. We haven't been getting the breakdowns, and then out of nowhere, whole bunch of volume pushes it through 67. Now it's up there already to 67.24. in a couple about less than 2 minutes from 66.90s up there to 66.30s. Good squeeze there in square.
All right, so I just took half off of this move on SPWR. So far, it's a great fade. I don't mind taking a little bit more off if it continues to drop here down to the whole $1.50 is where my primary target is going to be now.
All right, guys, we'll look for a pullback here and square towards 67s that I can get long on a VWAP bounce play. Yeah, look at that squeeze on square. Probably not going to be able to catch it there. Just leave it alone.
There's 55s. I give it one more second, and then I'm gonna start taking profits a little bit sooner. I've already got most of my move. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna hold the last little 75 shares here over 760. If it breaks 760, I'm just gonna get out for a nice win on SPWR. So I'm gonna let it test the 760 level, and you know, be done with it after that though. But yeah, not a bad little $30 win on it. I'll take it. Got me to break even on the day. What's up, Braxton? I appreciate it, man. Yeah, that's what. Like I said, for the music I picked during the stream, I try to make it very calm and relaxing because I think that's what traders are gonna do the best with. Is if the music's calm. If the music's too hyper or fast, it's gonna stress them out a little bit more than necessary. So I try to keep it pretty calm in here. What's up, Scott? What's up, man? Alright, there's 58s again. 57s. Okay, so we're gonna see if we get a breakdown to the 750 level, and we're gonna get out the rest.
Alright, nice starting breakdown there on AEO, now down there to the 40s and 38s. Let's see if it can break down and get to the 1430s.
Are you in something?
No, just still in AEO.
Okay.
Still holding those shares from yesterday.
Whoa, look at SQ, guys. SQ just picked up there. I missed it.
Yeah, I called it out.
Nice, man. Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
good.
I literally, it was right there at 66.85. It tried to break down, and I said, watch this just get scooped. That's how it's been lately. And then there, instead of doing the full pattern, it does half the pattern, gets scooped up, and then gets a big squeeze put on there. 45-cent squeeze, 50-cent squeeze.
Yep.
So if you're trading this one, the risk should have been about like 10 cents, but holy crap! After that shoot up, that's a big move. That's 50 cents, and then that's why you have to hold to your levels, guys. Don't want to get caught 50 cents down on 1,000 shares real quick.
SPY's ripping up to 310.50 here too. We'll see if the SPY confirms this downward trend or if it breaks above the VWAP. But it's pulling back to the VWAP now, so hopefully that'll help my trade here on SPWR. Even though I don't think SPWR is very super related to the overall market, but I've taken profits enough for this to be a profitable trade no matter what. And I'm probably gonna jump out here again if it breaks this new high that it formed at around 761. So I'm just gonna start looking at other stuff now that this one is almost guaranteed. You know, this one's basically guaranteed to be successful. We're gonna look for some other trades now. Target had a nice bounce. Kron, I don't like it as much for a bounce anymore.
Good work, brother. All right, so Macy's did that push up towards resistance 1525, and then just completely reversed there. Gonna see if it can get back below 1450.
There you go. Somebody asked to lower the music. I tried to lower it some. Let me know if that works. All right, we got 260 people in here, so everybody, guys, remember to hit that subscribe button, click the bell. We go live every weekday morning for free on YouTube. Again, if you tried out the Trade Ideas test drive and you want to sign up for Trade Ideas, I have a link that you can use. It'll get you 15% off Trade Ideas packages. And so you can enter the promo code BT15 for beginner trading 15. So BT15 at checkout and get yourself 15% off of Trade Ideas packages. And so if you want to take advantage of that, I'll post that link here as well. And you can help support our channel here. But yeah, like I said, with SPWR, we're just going to wait for this breakdown to the 750 level. It's at 756 now, but we've already taken enough profit to be safe.
All right, guys, watching AMAT here, keep rejecting. It does have resistance up there. I think it's going to go to 58.20 and then start failing. So I'm letting it capture some kind of shorts right here. I want to see a quick rejection off that 58.20s and for it to start heading down below 57.57. AMAT Applied Materials did get a downgrade today, so I'm going to look at that one for the long term, but it needs to flip from a what we call a green to red move.
If you guys like penny stocks, somebody else is bringing this to my attention. WAFU, a highly illiquid stock prior till today, but then during the day today, this thing is up over 100%. It's up from 130s to 270s. And so crazy moves for WAFU. And so if this is your style, I can't trade this one unfortunately, but it's getting halted. It's halted right now. And so it might be one to watch for some big volatility a little bit later on. There's 55s with SPWR. 54s, nice. Like I said, we're just going to shoot for 50 here. See if we could ride this down to 750.
All right, there's AMD starting to crack a little bit. Going to pay attention to AMD here.
All right, so very close to taking profits right here. 752s.
Not going to rush with AMD. A lot of the times you'll get these full range moves from AMD. So right there's the crack right now at that 40.50. I need to see it hold when it pushes up to get through 40.50 again. And then when it starts heading towards 40.30s, then I could start looking for the short. But I need confirmation here. I want another rejection level to break out.
There's 59s for SPWR. I'll give it a second here to see if it breaks lows now that it actually has broken under the $0.50 and it's at the low of the day now. I'll give it a second. Ooh, big squeeze up, which is to be expected. I'm just going to get out there. I don't want to ride this thing up. So that's how you come back from a losing day. Green on the day now, slightly. We'll see if we can keep going here.
All right, guys. AEO now down there almost to the low of the day of 14.35s. I'm up about $40 on that stock. Just gonna continue to let that one work. If it doesn't get back to 14.50, I'll hold it all day if needed. Trying to push the maximum gain on that swing trade. Only had I still have an entry up there at 14.76 for AEO, and it's nowhere near that. So I'm gonna keep holding on here as it keeps breaking down.
Yep.
There's that move in AMD that I wanted to see, guys. A rejection off 40.50. Let it try one more time because it keeps trying to hold above VWAP. We need to see it head to VWAP.
Maybe it got faked out of SPWR, but I took enough profit on it. I made a lot of money on that. I made a solid gain on it, so can't be too greedy. Sometimes they're just going to keep going and can't really do nothing about it. Mitch was in American Eagles. He's swinging American Eagles, so he held that one overnight, I believe, right?
Yeah, I was short it yesterday. I'm in still from 14.76. All right, there's AMD now, starting to cut to the 40.30s. Let it bounce here, guys.
Roku broke below the VWAP and looking weak too. SPY fading down too here, so the SPY is getting rejected at the VWAP.
Man,
look at TD Ameritrade just getting
whoever
hammered here
put
today.
that whoever put that $3 million option bet on Apple, they're not looking too bad after yesterday. They're like, I'm almost like, man, that's calling the top. That's
Yeah, man.
risky.
Yeah.
But he's got it. I don't know
Right.
how he decided that one, but
If
he's
they
got
get it, they get it, man. You know.
Yeah, they knew something, man, because Apple was looking so bullish. When I read that news, I was like, who would want to do that? And then you saw yesterday, boom, out of nowhere, around 12:44, this thing dropped a good 2% in like 2 minutes. And that's big for Apple.
Yeah, for
2%
sure.
is a big drop.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for Apple.
Yeah, their prediction was a 10% drop from here until January.
I mean, I kind of want to say long for here for AMD, but I think it's got a lot of resistance above it. It's got a long way to fight. I think it'll bounce a little bit right here, at least, but I might take 100 shares here on AMD. I gotta take bigger size though, that's my thing. Let me look at it one more time. So here's a pullback to the VWAP. I don't know.
Came about the womb of giant. You were licking, you were client. Now you got so much to say. I was hurting, you was quiet. Glory is as glory does. So you know the story, love. Never thought he'd be a legend. He was always sure he was. You was always naysaying. Some things never change. Spiritually, I never age. Feeling like 11th grade.
Yeah, I don't know about AMD anymore. Glad I waited for it. I'm looking at Target, maybe. Still watching SPWR. If SPWR bounces up, I might short that one too. It just needs to bounce up to like 65. I can use a tight risk of like 68.
They gon' hear the sound of me when the money getting up. Truly ain't no down in me. Finally get it, cause look at me now and then looking at me from the picture. They probably thought that I need them or thought that I keep them. They lucky if I even miss them. Thinking that you got me figured, you figured it wrong.
Alright guys, so I'm getting ready to take some bigger size as we get a little bit later on in the day. Just gotta figure out what I want to trade. SQ's pulling back here, and I don't mind SQ long right now too. It's kind of pulling the same thing as AMD. I think we gotta watch the market though, because the market's still looking very weak. And I think SQ's a little bit late, to be honest. I mean, honestly, the range isn't that big. It's not as big as I thought it was on SQ. So I'll take 100 shares. And then maybe add to it as it comes down. Start taking some bigger swings here. See if we get a move up to like 30, 35, or 40. So what's up, guys? What's everybody else watching? A lot of people talking about NT and X. Let me look at it. Yeah, I mean the bounce doesn't look bad there. A little bit too late, but doesn't look bad. LB, AMRN. Yeah, I like the AMRN bounces today.
All right, Alright guys, watching AMAT, AMD here. Did see a stock come up on the high day momentum scanner, that HEPA. HEPA keeps coming up on there. Has a 3.45 million short. Float. That's what it has. The float is 3.45 million.
Yeah, that one's been ripping up, just broke highs.
Alright guys, want to see if AMAT's going to reject off here off of 58.20s.
Yeah, Macy's just ripping down here.
Yeah, it did the bounce to resistance. If you look at it on a 5-minute or 15-minute, you'll see that bounce to resistance at 15.25. Now I want to see it crack 14.50 for it to come back looking on the downside. Same thing's happening with JWN. Same move. A move down in pre-market, a move up to a resistance, and now a move pulling back towards VWAP. All right, guys, AMAT breaking above that 58.20, so just gonna leave that one alone. Let it go.
All right, well, like I said, I'm holding S Cube here. I'm gonna give it a chance. Now that we're close to the high of the days, I think I should probably get out. I'm gonna sell half here. See if we get the high of the day break. Hold the wrist. Break even. Yeah, AMD might reject off of the VWAP here. So that's not looking that bad, really. I'm looking at Roku. I might short Roku here. We're also getting the SPY rip up, so that's interesting.
His band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need to keep it coming on. Only friendly.
Hey guys, not liking too many patterns out there right now, so I'm gonna take a slight break to just wait for the right pattern here.
I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear 'em just to prove you wrong. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going.
Like I said, guys, I am going to take bigger sizing today, but usually I trade my system a little bit later on in the morning, so that's when it's going to be. Yeah, SPWR broke down. Maybe I should have held on to a little bit. I was kind of looking to short into some bounces, but... Yeah, and I mean, with SPWR, you really just got to look at the VWAP. You know, the VWAP is going to tell you that intraday trend, and SPWR maintained below the VWAP, so it's been in a downward trend all day. So when you long that one, you're basically betting that it's going to reverse, which is a little bit risky, I think. But hey, you know, there's lots of different strategies. All right, so here's the move up with Roku. I'm going to add another 20 shares here. Gotta be careful though, the market is pulling up. It depends on your platform, man. Yeah, everybody's gonna have different ways to put the VWAP on their chart if their platform, depending on their platform. Roku. Hey guys, I gotta help move some furniture, so I'll be back. I'm gonna set a stop loss for this on Roku at 161.50. Yeah, I just use that as my stop loss here. And so I'll be back, guys.
Alright guys, just looking at this, not seeing much here guys, just taking it easy. I saw Square bounce there, pretty good bounce there in Square for the VWAP bounce play if you got it there at 67, but it's kind of one of those micro patterns, two micro patterns in one, and a longer term pattern here with this trend line that you could draw down here. All right, guys, gonna take a look here at some of these stocks, see if we can get some flips. All right, guys, you guys still see me up on AEO. That one's been building. It went down to 1430s. Was thinking about just taking it off. That would have gave us about $48 gain, but just gonna keep holding it here. Wanted to see it hold below VWAP. As long as it keeps holding below VWAP, we can still break down lower and lower. So I'm gonna give this one a chance to continue working here. Do you guys see any trades out there? Let me know, guys. There you go. You got the HEP. All right, guys, let's take a look at it here. Notron, you trading the place? Let's take a look at that one. And where did it go down to, guys? Right by 70. Pulled right back. Red to green moves. Very obvious in this environment. Market environment has a lot of red to green moves. Don't know when that's going to start turning away, and how we're gonna get with the VWAP fades and it comes back, but definitely keeping an eye on it. All right, just keeping an eye on the 15-minute chart for the SPY. I do see moves, kind of trying to make moves here, but all right, guys, sorry about that. Something's going on with one of my charts on the left. Just trying to fix it. But I'm gonna leave it alone. All right, guys, looking for PALC there, getting up there to the resistance. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Well, Seth, it's all about a matter of range. I see you asking about 5-minute candle strategies. So 5-minute candle strategies have a lot to do with what's called kind of range breakouts or range breakdowns. I think that's what you need to pay attention for in those stocks, is looking for range breakdowns or range breakouts. So with 5-minute candle strategy, you definitely get to see the support and resistance better. I think that's one of the best things. I've taught a lot of more traders to trade off the 5-minute than the 1-minute, actually, especially when you're starting. You know, the momentum moves in a 1-minute usually create too much emotion, and when you see the stock on a 5-minute, you can slow down that emotion and focus on the trade itself. You know, we talk about how important that is, but definitely very important to always keep working on that.
Yeah, I think it also is dependent on the time frame. Like if you're trading very short-term trades, all right, I just took half off of my Roku trade. If you're trading very short-term trades, the 1-minute is going to be the more understandable one to use. But if you're using longer-term trades, and when I mean long-term, I just mean like 20-plus minutes, then the 5-minute might be a little bit better, maybe the 2 or 3-minute as well. But the time frame you're using is going to be, you know, basically, so if you're scalping, you don't want to use like a long-term chart, because the long-term chart's not going to give you the real story of like whether you should scalp it or not. But if you are, hold on, I'm going to go ahead and get out the rest of Roku here. Nice little win there. But yeah, if you're trading it long term, the 1-minute, you know, might fake you out a lot, especially if you're setting, you know, your risk level. And so it's all, you want to use the length of time, like what style of trade you're getting into, to dictate what kind of candle time frame to use. Because again, with scalps, you don't really want to use the 5-minute because you're going to get faked out a lot. And with longer term day trades, you don't really want to use the, you know, it just depends. It depends on what you're really doing, and it's all personal preference as well. Like I tend to love using the 1-minute, and I'm very successful using the 1-minute, but other traders might not, and other traders might trade in different ways than me, and they use different time frames. And so it's all preference, but like I said, you do want to use the style of trades you're getting into, and then use that to determine what kind of what time frame to trade off of. Because again, it's like if you're scalping, the 5-minute is not really going to be the best thing for you. But if you're holding stocks for, you know, an hour, the 1-minute's not going to be the best for you. So it really depends on the style of trade you're getting into.
All right, guys, keeping a close eye on AMAT here. It's really creating a top. It created a top there. So I see it breaking back down towards the whole dollar. I want to see it come right back above whole dollar and then fade away. Then once that starts coming back down, we can start looking for a short. This one had downgrades, so we're going to keep an eye on AMAT. Seeing a big sizing come in there at 57.92, 22,000 shares there.
Yeah, I think it's all preference, Jacob. Like I said, for scalps, like I said, I think I'm a testament. Like I use the 1-minute candle for scalps, and it works really, really well. I've been very profitable using it. But again, some people might it might fake people out. And again, it all depends on how you're using it. Everybody's going to be better at different stuff in trading, and so there's not kind of one size fits all for trading. It's a little bit different, but especially for scalps, it's like the 1 minute's going to give you the most accurate story, because with scalps you're taking advantage of very short-term moves. Now with the 5 minute, it's going to give you a little bit longer of a story, but basically the daily chart for a scalp is not going to make much sense, because stocks can move up and down in different ranges, and the daily chart might be somewhat irrelevant for scalping as well. And of course, it all depends on the strategies you're using. For me, my style of trading is mostly using like pre-market levels a lot of the time. I'll use some daily chart levels, but I'm getting in and out very quickly using VWAP confirmation range strategies, some momentum scalps. And most of the time you'll find me using a 1 minute, but Mitch is a little bit different. Mitch trades a little bit longer than I do. He holds an average time longer than I do, and so he uses a little bit longer term, and he looks at the overall trend of the stock over a long-term basis more than I do. And so everybody has their own preferences, and they're a little bit different in that regard. So
Agree. All right, guys, looking for a bounce in JWN to 3390s. 3390s saw a nice rejection off 34s. Gonna risk off a 3405 if I get that entry. Also saw that same kind of move happen in KSS and Macy's. So that's the kind of move that I'm looking for.
And Mitch, I'm going to throw you up. I'm going to help my family move some furniture. So I'm going to keep you up here on the stream, and I'm just going to mute myself and go help them. So hold it down, bro.
No stress, guys. I got you guys. AMD rolling over. Yeah, I was watching that one, Paul. I like the rejection when it rejected it off that 50 level. But after that, the problem was shorting there at VWAP gave it that VWAP bounce play. And I've been really trying hard to stick to my strategies. Even though I felt the price action of AMD falling there, I didn't really necessarily see the attack there. All right, guys, JWN almost at that level that I want to take a chance on this. Just want to see it bounce a little bit more here, and then I can take a shot here, risking off the highs here of 34.05s or 34.06. Also watching AMAT. AMAT came down there to 58, trying to get above it. It's not getting above it. If it breaks down through this 57.82, I'm going to start looking for that short. All right, guys, how we doing out there? If you guys see any stocks you guys want me to take a look at, go ahead and put it up in the chat and I'll take a look. I see people talking about BJ and that HEPA. I'm glad I at least talked about HEPA. I don't know how it's moving now, but look at that. Look at that downturn. It got that squeeze of volume and now has just completely started that elevator move down. All right. Nice rejection here, guys, in JWM. Let's get on this chart. I do like AMAT here as it's breaking down also, guys. Looking for an entry here in JWN. Looking for 93s and 92s right now. Watching that drop start happening here in AMAT. Gonna look to take a swing into this if it bounces here. Take a look at Disney. I'll take a look. I also got an ANF. ANF, yeah, man. That's one of the ones. One of the ones I was watching for sure. Disney. Disney crashing down a little bit there. Has big support at, let's see here. Let's look at the hourly chart. Find the support on Disney. I could see a pullback coming towards 144.24s or 145s, 80s. That one is setting up on, I think, more of an hourly chart. If you take a look at Disney, you'll see a little bit kind of an easier explanation on the hourly chart. All right, want to see AMAT try to make a move back above 58 and then fail. And then we'll short it here through this 86 and hold right above it at 58. 4 for 4 today, Jacob. Good job, man. Good job, Jacob. To stick to that risk and reward, understand that majority of the times you are going to have a struggle right out the gates. The reason I'm telling you this is to not expect it, but understand if it comes, it's for a reason. It's trying to get you to either get out of your system and not trade the way that you were doing paper, or it's going to create that emotion to where you're rushing to profits or rushing towards your risk. Just stick to the way that you know how to trade and continue working, man. You got this, Jacob. No, we don't do many options plays. We don't do many option plays. I can take a quick look at that MYOV. I know that one was in play a lot. So let me take a look here. All right, guys, looking right now at JWM here. Looking to see if it's going to reject here, and then we're going to get short. All right, short there. Going to risk about $12 here on JWM. Let's take a look at the trade. All right, guys, trying to get it right back below VWAP here, guys. It needs to hold right above here, guys. So the risk right now, we don't even want it above 34s. It rejected this last high off of 34.01, and that's what we want to see it hold here. Okay, guys, so let's see it try to break down towards the support and break that support. The move would be a move down through the 33.80s. How come I'm not shorting a highly risk stock? It's because of that. This is highly risk. Not really my type. VKTX, yeah, definitely keep an eye on that one, Scott. You know how that one likes to move on the daily chart. When it gets a ramp, it gets a ramp. All right, I need to change my other chart here, see if I can get a bounce in AMAT to above closer towards 58. But it just keeps coming back down. It's doing that kind of move where it went up to the resistance and just coming right back down to the VWAP, kind of the same way AMD did. All right, guys, just got to watch it over this 34. Don't really want it to pop over this 34 here. We'll just get out because then it can become a VWAP bounce play. You know, there we go. We get AEO breaking down there, guys. I'll go to AEO in a second. My swing trade doing really well for me now, down to 40, now up to 47.25 on the gains there. All right, there it goes. It pops above there. Got to go ahead and get out here. Let's go ahead and step out of that one, lose $11, give ourselves a chance there to make $30, $40. I'm okay with an $11 loss anytime. The real key here, guys, I'm trying to stick and focus on that cent per trade. We talk about this often, cent per trade, guys. All right, let's take a look at that AEO. That AEO coming down to the low here, guys. As you can see, it's hanging out at the 1432s. This was a stock that I'm in all the way from 1476 up here, guys. That's why I'm letting this stock work with 100 shares. I am almost at $50 here, trying to let these shares work, trying to let it break down through this 1430. Right now, my out is this 1445, and it keeps moving as we're breaking through support. What I would like to see hold now is this 1432, and it kind of make a move towards 1420s. All right, guys, let's go ahead and see if we see anything else. I might be ending my day already. Looking good already. Don't want to go ahead and push. If I don't see the charts, just get on out of here. That's the best thing we can do. All right. So what you see on the right here, guys. I could take a second here, guys. All right. So what you guys see on the right here is going to be okay. So this charting here, guys, is TC2000. The program to the right, I have a question here by Wayne on what's the name of the software. On the far right, they were showing volume and buy, sell volume. This is the level 2. That's from TEFS. TEFS is actually, we got this from a package from TradeNet. It's a solid, high quality platform that gives you funded account programs. These funded account programs can let you trade as much as you want with no PDT rule. So meaning that you can trade any amount of shares that you want to go ahead and trade. One of the key things is it gives you a legit trading course. It gives you a demo account to practice. You get access to their chat room, and it all makes sense because right now there's a great Black Friday deal, guys. Great Black Friday deals. I think it's as low as it's ever been. I'm going to double check right now on the pricing because I don't want to get wrong on that. I know there's a big sale right now, guys. We're having a Black Friday sale, guys. All right, let's take a look what we get here. MYOV. Yeah, I got you. I remember I was going to get into that one. Let's go into that. Trying to pull up the pricing here. Just give me a second, guys. All right, guys. How are the executions with TradeNet? They're just as good. I would describe them towards another platform that I use, DOS. DOS is a really good kind of low latency, fast moving platform. The one thing that I do like about TradeNet is that majority of brokers I would never advise using a market share fill, but I actually get great market share fills with TradeNet, and that's why it's definitely a good positive from them. So that Black Friday sale, guys, is the biggest sale in history. It's going to be from November 20th to the 29th. The student package is as low as $350, guys. So for $350, you can get $14,000 in buying power through this package. Paul, I've actually heard pretty bad things about Interactive Brokers, but that could just be the guru that I heard it from. I've never personally traded with Interactive Brokers, but I don't know how their executions are. I've just heard from certain gurus that they're not the quickest, but maybe you know. Yeah, definitely, Wayne. I know you guys are out there watching right now, guys. If you guys can hit that subscribe button for us, that'll definitely support the channel, guys. We have over 15,000 and we're trying to get on up there, trying to keep moving. And if you hit the bell, that'll actually alert you to every single kind of time that we make a video or we are live streaming. You'll be able to go ahead and get alerted to that, and you guys can use that. So let's get into MYOV here. Let's first take a look at the daily chart. Talk about the daily chart on MYOV. Okay, so the daily chart shows that kind of push that we got from all the way down, an opening of 1337, a low of 1037, and a high of 1717 here, guys. So you got that big green candle, right? Then we get that one day where we just consolidated, right? Now the real key, I think, in this one is kind of the closing price. You got a 1290 being a big resistance for it now. So then you can pull back, and I like to look at stocks on 5-minute and 15-minute charts around this time, especially when we're trying to get the longer time frame, and we need to start drawing it out for us on a longer time frame. So if we first pull up the 5-minute chart, I would like to immediately look at the 15, because the 5-minute shows it, but it shows it a little still too extended. You can't really tell the levels too much here. So let's go deeper in a time frame and try to find those levels. Now on a 15-minute chart, it's going to look a lot better. So there you guys have the 5-minute, and now we're going to the 15. You'll be able to go ahead and check out the change. All right, going to go ahead and draw a trend line now that I see that high at 1673. I see that second high that I got here at 1660. And I just want to draw a trend line all the way across as far as I can, as long as it stays on this line. For a trend line to confirm, we need 3 points. Here we do not have 3 points, but you can at least draw the line to tell you kind of the levels that you're waiting to see for a breakout. Then we need to locate the support on this stock. So then you see that 1040 there, guys. All right, so now we got that 1040 there. That's a support for us. So what we really need to see to get on the bullish side is the first candle support. So the first candle support here is this 1266. That's what I would consider the level between the bears and the bulls right now. Okay, and you can see that the VWAP line has slowly pulled below that 1266. I would wait for this stock to be above 13 for it to be considered bullish. But for right now, it's been just pulling back towards the support. It has a long-term support here, that 1040. You can look to see if it's going to hold $11 or make a swing back above 1266 towards the 1290s and 13s. So there's my kind of analysis on MYOV, and that's the way I would look at it. You can always go back into the 1 minute and kind of see what we were talking about, and then you can see that it's been hanging around this $12, it's 1190s. We want it actually to get above all these levels for it to look bullish. You'd want it to get above the pre-market high, which is up here at 1259. Right now, it's just kind of doing these range moves where it goes up to the top of the range, to the bottom of the range, halfway pullback here. This is a 50% retracement at VWAP, and then we'll see what happens here. All right, let's go ahead and let's take a look off here. Good job, Jacob. Keep working hard, man.
What's up, guys? Hey man, I'm still helping move furniture, and so you might have to hold down the rest of the stream. And so I'll probably end up closing it down in a little bit. I'll just have Mitch text me when he's done. Um, but uh, but yeah, I'll be right back, guys. Check your Discord, Mitch. But yeah, I'll be right back.
All right. So gonna go ahead and check out VKTX is going off there on the high day momentum scanner. Scott called this one out earlier, guys. VKTX getting some momentum. Gonna look at it on the daily chart, see if it starts making a move back here. There you go, R. Smith. There you go, beginner. John putting up the link there for the sale, guys. That best sale that we've had. It's a Black Friday sale for $350, guys. Definitely check it out. All right, guys, gonna go ahead and look around, see what I find. I see Disney breaking down. Looks like it's trying to pull back here. Uh, really starting to see kind of a slowdown in the market. Want to see the speed up come back. One that I'm looking at also, JWN, still kind of looks interesting. We got squeezed out by a couple cents there at the 34.06, but immediately it made a move down towards 64. So the risk to reward was definitely there. We just didn't execute the top ability on that trade. Should have maybe held closer towards the high of that wick, and that might have kept us in the trade. But definitely, there was a trade there to be made. Just going to go ahead and leave it alone now, as it could bounce here. Square did a pullback, but kind of range bound also. I liked AMAT, but it never came back towards that $58 after this kind of rejection level here. 58.20, it just kind of just faded down there and just holding down below. All right, guys, if you guys haven't already, definitely take a look at our Discord. Our Discord is really great, guys. It gives you an ability to stay with us after the stream and after we're down here. It lets you see a lot of times the positions that we get into that we're if we're in after the stream, and also gives us you an ability to access questions or ask other traders questions about how you can better improve your trading and learn some new skills. Yeah, Scott, let's take a look at that VKTX. Let's take a look at some news. Let's see what we find. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the SEC, see if I can find anything building here for that VKTX. All right. So we get a good talk about kind of announcement that it initiated a phase 2 clinical trial. So that's VKTX coming from Seeking Alpha. Uh, Pretty much just talking about how they moved into the phase 2 clinical trial. I think it's a supportive piece, but is it going to make it move all the way back to, like, let's say daily highs? I'm not sure. I don't think we can get up here to 11 on these news. Can we get a somewhat pop? Maybe get above $8 up there, 9, 12s. That could be possible. You are definitely seeing some momentum come back in the stock. You saw it hold these lows and not wanting to break down 7. That's where the bag buyers stepped in there. And now you see it boost up there to 750. I would like to see maybe a retracement towards the 730s like we got here for the VWAP bounce play. You can kind of see this one making a quick U shape. And now I think the next level to watch here is going to be the 761 level. R. Smith, we can talk about that. We can talk about kind of Tesla here. The look on Tesla and why people trade Tesla. I think a lot of people trade Tesla just because it makes big, what we call big volatility moves. You look on the daily chart or on a weekly chart, look at the moves up. You could look at this from the beginning of the year. It was up here in 2018 at 355 and then made a move all the way down underneath 200, which is a 47 or 50% move down. And then from that point, from that lowest point 200 to now, we have another 90% move here, guys. You're seeing a 90% move there, and that's the kind of moves that and why people trade Tesla. I think Tesla has a lot to do with called future earnings, and Tesla trades pretty high on their future earnings. It's mainly based on innovation. Everyone thinks that Tesla is going to be kind of the electric car to really kind of break open the electric market. I think it's a little bit expensive for most consumers, so it has trouble staying at the top of its game, meeting the production numbers, and that's what you really need to watch with Tesla is production numbers. VKTX, like I said, it's just starting to move. I don't think it's necessarily going crazy here. It's just a pop up on the long term daily chart. This is how I view it, guys. I've drawn this trend line for a while now, guys. So unless that trend breaks, I'm still looking at this stock as pulling back towards support, which is at 648. So it needs to get above this to really start driving back up, guys. You could look at it on a weekly chart and it'll make even more sense. Look at this downtrend and pop back up. It needs to get above these 850s, heading towards the 9 to really get that breakout momentum back. But we are getting the swing. The real key is going to be the volume traded. You need 30 million, 40 million, 60 million shares and volume to really get this stock moving. That's one thing that I can kind of take a second here, guys. One thing we always look at, guys, is the daily and weekly and how much volume it really takes to make the stock move. You can see the stock clearly moved when it had these volume spikes and it made those spikes up. But other than that, even on this spike up here in April, it did make a little volume spike up to 30 million, but didn't have enough drive to really get it through 12 and up there to 14. Link to the Discord. You can go ahead and find. If we scroll up, let me go ahead and find it. So I can go ahead. I'll put it down below here. Let me just go to the Discord. Make it easier. All right, if you want the Discord, I'm going to go ahead and put up the link here. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look right here, guys. Going to go ahead and just take a look at AMAT. It's bouncing up there, not really going anywhere. Probably going to be it for me today, at least trading wise, guys. Going to continue holding and see what happens with AEO up there, about $41. Not a bad day. Not a bad swing trade too. I'll definitely take that anytime.
Hey, I'm just checking to see how y'all are doing, Mitch. Like I said, if you need me to hang it up, Mitch, just text me, brother, if you're finished. Um, I can't hear you. Everything good, bro? You still good?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
everything's
Just
good.
text me if you need me to close it down or if you're done trading, and I'll see you guys later.
All right, guys, we'll probably be wrapping it up here, guys. Just want to really talk to you guys. If you guys are definitely working on your trading, you guys are beginner traders, you guys are trying to make that step up and make that evolution to going live and making that money that you guys are looking for, I say you really always stick to your execution and trying to kind of perfect your system. The best way to do that is to always find brokers that are going to be an advantage or disadvantage to you. So what you want is that kind of strength to be working for your strategy and for what you want to do. That's why I advise TradeNet guys. TradeNet gives me this great ability to short stocks that I want to short, long the stocks that I want to short. I don't have to stress right now as a beginner trader working on borrowing shares and doing that sort. Most of the time when you short, you're not going to find easy to borrow shares. So you're going to need to borrow shares and pay for that. I think this gives me a great ability to use a low commission platform, a great ability to short stocks that I want to short, like IPOs. Majority of, well, most brokers, you're not going to be able to kind of short an IPO. Um, my internet connection going out a little bit there. Going to stop right quick just to let it come back here. But definitely, guys, check it out, guys. We have the best sale that we've had ever. $350 for a quality platform package. Gives you that funded account, no PDT, cheap commission, short stocks, trade the strategy that you guys want to trade and continue trading. Um, you know, Even like me, I swing traded here at AEO. You're more than capable of swing trading with TradeNet. You just got to always worry about borrowing fees and how much percentage of your account you're using. So definitely speak with TradeNet if that's kind of more of your strategy. But check it out, guys. Best sale I've ever seen on TradeNet. And that's going to be it for us today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the trading today. I know John couldn't be here for most of the day. Uh, Stuff happens, but the great thing is we have two traders here that will always be around, guys, and we'll be here to not only show you guys our experience of trading, but also assist you guys if you guys need some help looking at charts, taking analysis, and keep working here, guys. At the end of the day, we're all working towards perfecting our system and getting better down packed on that execution, because that's really the next step, guys, is always focusing on execution of your strategy so that you can continue getting the results that you need to see. Why? Because the results match the strategy. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us today. I'm going to go ahead and I'll put up the link one more time for the funded account. And this is going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoy your day. Let us know if you guys need anything. If you guys also have video ideas that you guys want to see done, put it up in the comments, guys. We'll definitely get one of those videos done for you guys. Take care. Like always, guys, beginner in, beginner out. All right, guys. You guys are seeing my swing trade on AEO. Their breakdown towards the 25s. Gonna continue to let that one work, and we'll see how the retail section comes in tomorrow. We'll look for JWN with earnings and get GPS with earnings. All right, guys. That's gonna do it for us. John should be closing down soon, and you guys, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, guys. Yeah, have a good day. I'll post the TradeNet link if anybody wants to check it out, and then yeah, that'll be it. So yeah, have a good day, guys. Sorry, I'm doing some other stuff. So there's the link if you want to check out the same platform we use. All right, later, team. Have a good day.